Hello, everybody. I am jumping on right now for a little bit anyways. You can share my ride with me. I will be cruising for about 20 minutes. Just wanted to jump back online and continue with our 30 habits for happiness and talk a little bit about that today. And the habit today is to show gratitude. Kind of appropriate that, for me anyways, I feel like it's kind of appropriate that it's on a Sunday. I tend to think a little bit more about what I want my life to look like and I do extra time on Sundays of reflection. So I will do that. I did that already today, and when I remembered that it was the habits for happiness, I decided that I wanted to remember to talk a little bit about my habits for happiness, for gratitude, showing gratitude and having gratitude, two different things. So showing gratitude can be things like telling someone how much you appreciate them for what they do for you, or showing someone how much you appreciate something they have done or continue to do for you on a daily basis or on a regular basis. So it might be as simple as saying it to them in person, sending them a text, doing some FaceTime with them, letting them know how you feel about them. It could be writing a letter. It could be sending a virtual hug. I think some people have seen that online, where they took a big piece of paper and they spread it out and they traced out a big hug and then folded it up and sent it to somebody via USPS, via mail, so that they could actually have a virtual hug with paper, albeit not as good as in person. I just thought that was super cute. People are coming up with very creative things nowadays. I think that's one of the things I'm grateful for, is people coming up with really creative things on how to stay connected and how to be socially connected and physically distant. I've been hashtagging physical distance, not social distance. Social distance is a misnomer. It's not clear what that means. There always has to be all kinds of explanations around it. Physically distant, you understand what that means. So for me, it's been hashtag physically distant. And I'm thinking about, in terms of gratitude, that I'm super grateful there are people I can be physically close to and that I've been in contact with all this time, and there aren't any issues around that. So very grateful for that alone. Especially two of my grandkids. One of them I have to FaceTime. They've been quarantined since, oh my gosh, end of February, beginning of March, when it became evident that there could be some issues around this. And the grandmother that she lives with works in a hospital every day, so that's a big rigmarole for them. And I have gratitude that she has a really great dad, and this is my daughter who passed, so the father of my oldest granddaughter is taking really good care of her, and we do FaceTime pretty regularly, which is wonderful, and I'm super grateful for that. And other things I'm grateful for is that my church is able to go online and do services. We had a wonderful service today, and I appreciate the people who came on, some from out of state, Ohio and other places, that were friends of the speaker, which was really cool. Longtime friends, staying in touch that way, and they can see you, which is, I don't know, there's something about that as well. Even though you can't physically see be in their presence, it's certainly nice to be able to see somebody. I mean, if this happened 20 years ago, I'm pretty sure there was pretty limited access to, I don't remember when we were able to do video chats, those kinds of things. Not too many people had that technology anyway. Nowadays, it's pretty commonplace. FaceTime and Zoom and GoToMeeting and WebEx and all that good stuff are just readily available to those with the internet and a phone or a phone. so that we can really stay in touch with people. I have a lot of gratitude for that, I'll tell you. It certainly has been a big blessing, and I think a lot of people are seeing, different ways of looking at the world, where they can stay connected to the people that they care about and love. So for me, showing gratitude has a lot to do with, reaching out to someone else, telling them I'm thinking about them, or I care about them, or that I am concerned for them, whatever the case may be. For me, some of that is showing gratitude as well. Practicing gratitude. How many people have made a gratitude list? I know I started that, back in the early 80s. Still in one of my books, I have a big gratitude list of the people that are in my life. And if I had to write another list, I'd be probably in my yellow legal pad for days upon days. So many people in my life that I have gratitude for. And you know what? Sometimes it's nice to just write a gratitude list just as a reminder. So get out your pad and pencil and your journal or whatever it is you use. That's a safekeeping kind of a thing. And start a list. Start a list of people that you care about. Start a list of, I'm going to get to a red light here. I can do some waving. Hey, Rich. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Andrea. I've been talking in a while. A gratitude list is something that was presented to me a long time ago, and I just thought, what a great thing to be reminded sometimes, because it's easy to go into a slump or to forget about how good you have it in a lot of areas of your life that you just pretty much can easily take for granted and not give it a second thought. And I know a while ago I posted something that said the things you are used to, or what I'm trying to remember how exactly the wording went. The things you take for granted, someone else is praying for, something to that effect. So, most of us have a roof over our head, food, basic necessities, phone, internet, TV, videos, games, cars. We can buy gas. We can get places. Grocery stores all have plenty of stuff in there. You might not get exactly what you want every time, but there's certainly lots of options. It's not like you're going to go hungry. Might be a good time to clean out your cabinet, start eating all the stuff that's there, and then buy more. Start rotating your inventory of groceries. I know sometimes I have stuff in there, I'm like, oh, geez, that was way past the expiration date. Forgot it was there, got buried somewhere. So that's another part of gratitude, is always having plenty, recognizing that there is abundance everywhere. I have a lot of gratitude for springtime. I love when the flowers start blooming all on their own, from the bulbs, the tulips, the daffodils. There's a whole bunch of other ones. I don't even know the names of all of them. It's not really that important. Hi, Andrea. And what's important is that I recognize it, I have gratitude for it, and I literally can send it love. Thank you for being there for me to look at you. It's just so beautiful, Trees are just starting to, as I'm driving, I have a lot of trees over here on this road that are just starting to get green. The other day I used my saw and cut the top of a tree that's supposed to be a fruit tree in my yard that has never been taken care of properly, and I'm hoping that this year I can get it back to where it will start to someday produce something. I was told it's a peach tree, now I'm told it's a pear tree. Well, I don't really care what it is. I'm happy it's in my yard, and I'm happy to send it some good love and some Reiki and give it some good food and hopefully get it back on track instead of just being all scraggly branches. So a lot of gratitude. There's a lot of beautiful flowers out already. There's a lot of trees that are starting to bud. There's a couple of trees that already have their blossoms on it. I think they're cherry blossoms, but I really honestly don't know the name of them. But they're just beautiful anyways. And I enjoy that. I love spring. I'm so glad I live in Connecticut, where I can enjoy the seasons, the 4 seasons. I like the 4 seasons. I like all of them. I'm not particular to any at all, but it's nice that you can have something that whenever you're wanting it or you're in it, you can enjoy it. So if it's summer, you can enjoy it. If it's fall, you can enjoy it. If it's winter, you can enjoy it. Sometimes winter, enjoying it for some people is to just look out the window, realize it's snowing, and they don't have to go to school that day if they're a kid in school. like what's not to be grateful about that when you're a kid in school and you have a snow day, right? But for adults too, sometimes, maybe they have a job where if it snows heavy enough, they don't have to go in. So every season has its benefits. And maybe that's a good thing to think about, is when you're writing your list, your gratitude list, write about what benefits each season has for you that you can enjoy, that you are appreciating when that season comes along. I think that's probably going to fill up a bunch of papers, just that alone. So for me, I love the springtime. I love the flowers when they start coming out. This year I'm going to plant a whole bunch of different things, sunflowers and tomatoes and lettuce, and I saved some seeds from some of the organic fruit that I get, and I planted some of it already. I'm going to plant some more, get the seeds growing, see what happens there. I have no idea. I don't even have a garden set up yet, but I'll work on that. I think I'd like to get one of those tall ones that other people have where it's waist high, so that maybe I can keep the squirrels out of it. Last year they ate all my sunflower seeds, so this year I'm not letting them at it. So get rid of those squirrels. Those would be the first animal I could think of to not have in my yard. But I know that that's probably a long shot. So there are a lot of beautiful things that happen, and a gratitude list can be the people in your life that you're super grateful for. I'm grateful that, I was married and had 3 children, and they're just incredible joy in my life. So it goes back. I mean, it can go way back, right? It doesn't have to be something you're grateful for today. It can be something you're grateful for that happened years and years ago, and that you really think about what your life would be like if you didn't have this. And what would your life be like if you didn't have, certain animals in your life or other pets. It doesn't have to be a dog. It could be a cat. It could be a gerbil, for that matter. Everybody has different preferences for pets. And so how great is that when you can really appreciate whatever the pet is, that they give you unconditional love. So I'm trying to think what else. I'm grateful I have a car that, most of the time runs just perfect. And it's really something when I think about when I first started driving. It wasn't a given every day that cars always started, or that you didn't have flat tires regularly. Back in the day, there was a lot of flat tires. My sister is actually an expert at changing a flat tire. I'm no slouch, but she's fast. She's learned how to do it pretty quick when necessary. And when you learn that skill, you never forget that skill, right? So, and I've had to change, trailer tires and boat tires and boat trailer tires, I should say. Those kinds of things. It's nice. It's great that you can, have a skill like that. And nowadays, have to rarely use it, thankfully. But there's a lot of things that, as you grow older, you learn how to do certain things. And, honestly, most things come from having a challenge and then overcoming it. You don't learn it because it was something that was easy, necessarily. Although many things people have and can put down on their gratitude lists is things that they already know how to do. That was a God-given talent, a God-given gift, if you will, a God-given ability. Why not recognize that? That's a thank you to the Creator for having given you that gift of, maybe you can draw, maybe you can paint, maybe you can build things, maybe you can fix cars, maybe you can fix boats, maybe you can prune trees. Maybe you have all these abilities. Maybe you can grow a garden and everything flourishes. My mom has a green thumb. I think I have a green thumb. Anything I pretty much put in dirt grows because I send it good energy. I give it water, and I'm grateful that it's there. So I think that's some of it. It has to do with intention, which, you know, have good intentions. Think good thoughts. Think positive thoughts. Don't say, oh, everything I touch is, you know, dies. That's not a good way to go about it. You know, it doesn't have to. And just because it has in the past doesn't mean it has to in the future. So you can change that thought, and that can change what happens in the future. So you can say to yourself, everything I touch grows, you know, magnificently, whether it's a flower or a tomato plant or a tree. So it's a lot of it has to do with thought. Some of you got that forward that I had that at 11 o'clock every day, 11 a.m. and 11 p.m. We did it during church today, send the vibrations out to the earth and to the world and to people that everything is going to be happy and healthy, and we're going to have a better world post-corona, and we are going to, you know, have people who really appreciate all the things that they do have in life every single day, whether it's, you know, children at home from school. I know that that's difficult, and I certainly didn't some days appreciate my three when they were home from school, and it was like pulling my hair out, you know. And I think that's what makes it hard sometimes. We don't know how they look at things until we are living with them and they're living with us, and we start to see how they manage. So that's all part of the process of learning how kids work. I'm going to say, how do kids work? Well, they're all different. So you just kind of got to go with your best abilities at the time. And but you can still be grateful they're there, right? So, but everything comes with a challenge in order to grow and to learn new things. So most of the time, anything I had to learn came with a challenge first. Once you overcome that challenge, then you're able to learn that skill. So if it's a flat tire, it's a flat tire. Maybe it's tuning up your car. Back in the day, we used to tune up cars. Nowadays, you don't even have to do that anymore. So yeah, I'm grateful. I'm glad we don't have to do that anymore. It's so nice to have a car that runs 100, 200,000 miles without ever doing a tune-up anymore. That's pretty amazing when you think about it, right? So I think if you want to, you know, consider some thoughts today for habits for happiness, make a list or start a list. It'll never be complete, of all the things that you find that you can be grateful for today and have been grateful for in your life. You know, there's probably a whole lot of things that, you know, came your way, sometimes without any work on your part. It was a gift from the Creator or somebody, and why not put that on the list? Be grateful for that. So I don't remember what number we're on. Is it 12 or 13? I can't recall. But anyways, there's 30 habits for happiness, and we're not even halfway through them yet. And I'll be on tomorrow sometime. I was thinking it would be nice if I could figure out a time that's perfect for everyone, but I don't know that there is. So you're going to just have to catch me when you can. But I'd like to sign off with my usual salute to the sun. And the sun is always shining. Today it is in particularly shining nice and bright for us here on the planet in Connecticut. And I hope you guys have a really great day, and maybe start a list for what you're grateful for, and feel that gratitude. Feel it inside, you know. What's better than feeling really joy from that gratitude of what you are happy about, grateful for. So, signing off for now. Love y'all. Be good to yourself. Have a great day. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.